Okay, here we go. Bam, let's talk live. We're going on today. I'm not feeling 100% today, so I'm going to try and have as much enthusiasm and as much gusto in this stream as I can possibly manage to have. So we're doing Let's Talk Live, and I'm feeling like 70% there. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little off today. Anyways, so we're gonna do this Gamescom thing, Gamescom 21. Let's Talk Live, as you can see, and who knows if there's anything going to be like really big time announced today. But we're gonna check it out. We're gonna see what's going on with it, and yeah, this is a 90-minute showcase. I know we're gonna be seeing some. Actually, I don't know what we're going to be seeing today because all I know is about the actual Gamescom tomorrow's show, because there's going to be another Let's Talk Live happening tomorrow. Hopefully, I should be feeling fine by tomorrow. I think it's just today, just one of those days. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be seeing for Xbox Land today, but tomorrow is definitely going to be Call of Duty. Vanguard story mode is going to be showing off. We already have the preload of the alpha for that up. So we can get hands-on with it and everything. We can see if all hands are on deck at all the Activision studios for Call of Duty. We can see what Vanguard is. If they can manage to make me like a World War II game, that's going to be something. But we got 4 minutes left, and then the 90-minute showcase of all this. I'm guessing we're getting some Halo. If anything to do with what we're seeing here, we're getting a little bit of Halo from the looks of it. So I guess Halo Infinite we're gonna be seeing. I guess. Hopefully there's yeah. So there's a story mode, but no co-op in it or something. Like I don't follow Halo that much. I haven't been following too much of what Xbox is doing, because everything that they do is kind of like, it's good, but it's made by smaller teams, and usually those games they're all right, but they're nothing like top tier of what I like to tend to cover a lot of the time. So yeah, I mean, they do the thing. It's double A quality. Although Gears of War, I will say, is definitely AAA. Can Halo become AAA again? That's the big question. I think Halo 5 overall was, I mean, it seemed like it was big budget. It's just people didn't like the story. So take that as whichever way you will. And then of course we had the Fable stuff. Hellblade, again, like Hellblade, they try and market off Hellblade Medium and such. They try and market those off as being like these top tier things, and like AAA, big budget games. And in all honesty, they're double A. They really are. They're not. Like Gears is the only thing I feel is ends, and a Gears, Flight Sim, maybe Forza. I feel like those are the few games that they have that are truly AAA titles. There is stuff happening in Flight Sim that doesn't happen anywhere else in all of gaming. So that's awesome. Gears of War has probably one of the best stories I've seen in the last 10 years. Gears 5, that is, has one of the best stories I've seen, and it was an Xbox PC exclusive. There's nothing really exclusive to Xbox. Even the Xbox on the PC is still PC Xbox, so we're gonna be seeing if they bring anything out that makes people have to have and have to own an Xbox system. So far, I do. In all honesty, though, I do kind of like that everything is on the PC, just so I don't have to own another system. Like, I don't have to make room for another damn box. So it is kind of nice having everything that just runs on the PC. Even though my PC is getting a bit old, it's getting a bit on the old side. I got an i5 processor, and it has a bit of a toughy time keeping up with everything. It's fine. So we are just waiting for the showcase to begin, and we got about a minute left until it does. And then we will be seeing what the future Xbox is going to be holding, I guess. Even though E3 was a thing and Xbox showed up for that, I guess we're seeing it double again. Oh, that's why. That's why, because I don't have this up. Oh, very German. Very German. That's right. Gamescom is live in Germany, or live from Germany, I should say, right now. Everything is German. Germanish? Germanish. That's a new language. Everything's in German. So that's why I don't have a blasting of and listen to what they're saying, because I can't understand a word of it other than having to read the subtitle text. Wow, that is a hardcore Cortana cosplay. Jeez. God, yeah, I guess I don't know which one came out the last time, but it was either Gears of War or it was Flight Sim. Either one of those two was like the last big thing I was into from the Xbox side of things. All right, here we go. Gamescom. Talking about Flight Sim. London. I think? No, this is Germany. Never mind. Sorry. London and Germany have something similar. You guys got similar buildings, structures, little peaks and stuff on the buildings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Sim.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza
I do
Horizon
like me for some
5.
Flight Sim.
So much
It's
going
good.
into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the
A new Forza.
Will Kate win
Didn't see that
$5?
coming.
I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with them and deep dive into current and upcoming games.
MK11.
On twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie
Dying Light.
Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
Okay. That's cool. Okay. All right. Starting off with some Dying Light 2. I like this.
Hello.
I like this.
I am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead
Do we get
game
any new
design,
gameplay?
And this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi.
I'll be streaming this launch night.
December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go!
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this.
Lots of skyscrapers.
Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador.
Getting a slight bit of a Last of Us vibe off from this. But I know that this game runs more like a Days Gone. Ah! Run away!
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird? Met a broken leg?
Hope died.
Joyed. Hardcore parkour all over the sea.
Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But I can't let that happen.
Ew.
At least, not yet.
Oh, I was kind of hoping his head just go.
Fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people.
This is one of the things I'm most interested in. Picking the side, seeing if you can play the sides against each other, or
To make a difference.
if just one side is clearly the side that you agree with. Or making them work together, you know, like that very Fallout-ish.
They say that great change is a series of small
Oh, you got a
gestures.
parachute. Okay.
How about this series.
Okay. Like, did the first game? It's been so long since I've done the first game. I can't actually remember. Did the first game have all of the
Really gone.
like?
We'll see about that.
You drop kick somebody and they go
Well, that was
flying
an
over a
exciting
bus.
trip, wasn't it,
I don't
Tom?
remember it being like
Did
that.
you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a
Oh.
very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations,
Yeah.
cooperation with professional tracers,
Mhm.
mock-up sessions,
Ah.
and invaluable help from David Bell,
Yes.
whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
Absolutely.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks. For example, by rebounding
that
from
grab-a
their
hook.
bodies, jumping of them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
My only
It's definitely going to be useful.
My
The
only
city's
worry is it
buildings
gets a
are
little too
higher than
arcadey.
anything we have done before, improving
kick somebody and they
its
go flying over a
verticality.
bus. I don't know
Players
about
will
that.
need to find a way to
It's not
reach
my
those
thing.
tall skyscrapers and other challenging
Everything else
spots
looks
too.
good.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
Yeah.
And
During
I
the
think that's
nighttime
a
is when you
great
really gotta
summary
worry.
of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light
I'm
2
gonna
and
probably
explore
be
its
doing a
vast,
stream of that
complex world
sometime.
on
The
December
Dying
7th.
Light 1.
Thanks, David.
It's been a while
Thank
since
you.
I ran through it. I don't really remember the story of Dying Light 1 either. So it's gonna be it'll be one of those streams where it's like, oh yeah, that's
For
right,
the
that's
first
what
time
happens.
in the storied history of the franchise,
That's
Microsoft
what it
Flight
was.
Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft
medium
Flight
settings.
Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being here. The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome.
That's
Congratulations.
the only
on the
reason
launch,
why
really.
I'm like, I would want an Xbox Series whatever is for the
All right.
the flight sim to
I wanna go
work
to
the
danger
real
zone.
the
So what's
real
going on
way.
with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about
'Cause
Top
it
Gun
runs
Maverick earlier.
so shitty on the
The
computer.
fans are super excited. They saw the FA-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can
What?
still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on, even before Maverick. We are continuing to do our monthly
Top
big
Gun.
releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And
Oh.
this world update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and those cities look just amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs, and we sort of spread them throughout the simulation, and we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth.
That's cool.
And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
do
really cool,
love
but,
flight sim,
for us, it's
but
actually
I
not just the
definitely
region
need to
and
jump
the
back
visuals.
into it some more.
We
It's
talked
just
a lot
pain in
when
the
you
ass trying to get
study
it right on the
aviation,
computer.
when you love aviation like we do, you actually
Or at least
realize
my
that a lot
computer.
of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's
I have to put it in the
first
lowest settings
experiments
mode
with
and then go
aircraft,
from
or
there.
a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer.
Amelia Earhart.
So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much.
Yeah.
But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World
Amelia
Update 6, we
Earhart's
picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly
her
named
plane is
Tante
well
Aunt
known,
U.
but her version
And
of the
we think
plane
of us as sort of a
is legendary.
digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we work with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers. And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that. It's a museum with flyable planes. So we're working with 40 museums around the world. And it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies. And they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes. And they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment and we're basically capturing their planes. And they know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity. And we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter. Yeah. And they're making an eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic. So they have a vision of the future, how these drone-type machines basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator. That's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else?
I mean, that is going to be really nice for if you just want to check out the cities.
Yeah, we are. I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. Yeah. That's the Reno Air Racing Association. And every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race. and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport.
Plane
this is
racing?
right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed.
And the game is just going
We're going to the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
The game is just totally going to implode on itself trying to run it that fast. Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit. The most quickest teaser ever. 2 seconds.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world, there's lots of them. This is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends and pilots across the planet. And so a competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator.
What? No.
And that will definitely test your pilot skills.
No.
And you ask, when is it coming out?
No.
This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And
We
know
don't-
I have
you
the
don't-
need
don't
for
do
speed,
multiplayer
so
in
I
it.
can't wait
It's a
to get my
sim
hands
game.
on this and participate in some of these air races.
It's a
Awesome, man. We
simulator.
got
It's
you
not a
covered.
damn game.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god. I don't like that. I don't like
Going fast on the
multiplayer
ground
being in it
is
like
more
that.
your speed. Keep an eye out for an
PvP,
extended look
no.
at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with
That's just
Wasteland
dumb.
3's game director about the game's next big DLC.
Half the people
But
can't even
first,
control the planes to
if you're
begin
an
with. Then you're
Xbox
going to
Game
try and
Pass
have
subscriber,
PvP where
we have some great
Ugh.
news for you.
that just makes no sense. I don't like that. The Humble Games bundles are coming to Xbox Game Pass. That's for if you're into indie games. That's pretty damn good.
Build a weapon, one that blows the world away. Build a rocket that'll come and take away us all.
Huh.
Gonna come back, I am coming back in a day.
That kind of looks
Build a
fun.
weapon that'll turn us into newborns again. Build a weapon, one that blows
Was she then? Eh.
away. Build a rocket that'll come and take away.
That still makes me laugh though that they took dodgeball out of all the schools and then they end up having like all these dodgeball video games pop up.
That'll turn us into newborns again.
That looks like a PS1 game. Honestly. Look like Metal Gear or something. I might check out a few of these. Machine. That fighting game one looked kind of, or the beat 'em up one looked kind of cool.
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
So Returnal happened, and Xbox is like, we gotta do something just like that. Why does it look like 16-bit graphics? What? Doom. Oh, fuck. Indie Doom. Seriously, Xbox, your big grand plan is to make a low budget Doom? Why? Actually, this is probably isn't. Well, Xbox doesn't make games. It's actually a third-party studio making it. I guarantee it. Humble Games. Right. I don't know. Low budget Doom. It's kind of.
Well, I am here
Oh,
with
no.
creative director of World's Edge, Adam Ice.
This one might
Adam,
start
I'm
becoming
so
a
excited
snooze
to talk
fest.
H4, of course, because you've brought something a little different and very special today.
Yeah, I have. So, so far we've been showing everyone kind of what Age looks like from in the game, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that. And we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right? Through when we unveiled the 100 Years War and showed Joan of Arc. But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it. Let's hear it more.
Okay, wait, you get 1 moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this, I got to say,
That's where I get my name from. Woo!
Take a look.
Trebuchet.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
Wait. I swear to God, if you say the werewolf.
At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
Are they going to throw the werewolf into fucking
this is
Age of
on
Empires?
wheels,
Like,
one of 2 that's
legit, am I going to have to play Age of
axle,
Empires?
which would lift the counterweight.
Am I have to turn this damn stupid ass Age of Empires shit off?
Power alone.
I'll do it.
What's essential
I'll do it.
about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
And they missed half their shots.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each
Yeah, but they
projectile to
missed
follow
a
the same
lot,
trajectory,
too.
they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load this projectile into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
It throws it like a
Trebuchets
pebble.
were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Son of a bitch.
Do you hear that?
They're not gonna. They're not gonna say it.
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon. So
I was in a history class one time, and one one day, one time, right?
You know I'm going to say trebuchet.
And they started.
Don't care because that is awesome and remarkably unique. Something you don't.
So I was in the history class, and all of a sudden they started talking about trebuchets, and they were talking about I think it was Scottish or something like that. They were talking about like the biggest one ever made, and they were like, it's the Warwolf. I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa, that sounds pretty cool. And I was like, if I can remember that by the time I get home, because at that time I really didn't have I just did not have a gamer tag at all or anything. And I was thinking to myself, if I can remember that by the time I get home, then I'll use it. I'll go with it. And I just so happened to remember it, and I was looking for a name at that time, and just my brain was already kind of thinking about it in history class of like something. What am I going to go with? That was back in 2005, 6, maybe 7, 8, roughly around that time. Maybe even before that. I don't know actually what year it was, but it was definitely like mid 2000s era. And yeah, I got home and I'm like, you know what? Let's try it. So I plugged it into Xbox Live. Bring the story up because we're watching Xbox Showcase, and it was available. Except for I had to use a couple X's. Of course, the mid 2000s X's and numbers and everything. And so basically, it went through a few different variations of Warwolf until I finally landed on Warwolf will do 1 instead of the L. And that's been the name ever since, with no X's, no numbers, no nothing. The number 1 Warwolf on all of social medias and platforms. So that, yeah, this really brings back that whole memory of just hearing the name and then remembering it and trying it out, and it just stuck. Everybody called me Wolf after that. So that was plus I also grew up in a household where everybody loves wolves, so
I just love the behemoth amount of history that
Spirit of the Wolf
Age
and
of
all
Empires
that.
always known for bringing history
But yeah,
alive in a
fun,
completely different way. And I also
fun
love
things to be
this
bringing
too,
up on an
you
Xbox stream
and
right
the
there.
team do so much research, and it's so great to see this approach being used in a hands-on history kind of segment. But I mean, what was that approach like to sort of sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do, is try to tell these stories in a different way. But I'll tell you, like, full disclosure, it's been insanely nerve-wracking because we're trying something completely different that no one's ever done before in a game. Like, we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun. And finding that middle ground has been really challenging. And every time we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, it's gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing put together have just been like, wow, this is great, and it's so different and kind of cool and refreshing. So, so far so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned journey because we are coming towards the end of this development journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title, and if you're really, really excited, right now you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam.
That is one thing I haven't really, like, I was playing it for a little while with Civilization
Game Pass
and
for PC as well, so anyone
stuff like
that's on
that,
can just grab the game and start playing.
I was playing too much of it, so I put it up because I wasn't getting anything else done.
Very special.
Yes, so Gamescom opening.
I wasn't making videos or the live streaming or anything. I just kept playing fucking Civilization.
Something Age of Empires related in there.
I'm like, I'm gonna beat these guys' asses, and then I get screwed over in the end. I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna do another round.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles.
Oh
The
my
future
God.
with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
We're already
So when I
there.
think
It's
about
called
cloud
crossplay.
And when I think about gaming, those two
And
things together to
party
me
chat and
really
everything
show
works
you
across
the
everything.
future where you can pick up something
Or
and you
Discord.
can play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
Cloud gaming is the worst fucking thing that they can be trying to push. And the only reason why they're trying to push it is because they're losing money on it right now because nobody uses goddamn cloud gaming. I'm sorry, but no, it's like it is most least used service of them all. Game Pass is their highest used one, right next to Xbox Live and run the console. Cloud-based gaming, it just has so much lag and latency input on it. I've tried it multiple times. It never works unless you are doing something that is like point and click, like Telltale's point and click style thing, or like the medium or something where you don't have to have wicked precision on your games and whatnot. No, that shit. Anything that runs fast, it does not work. I tried it with Final Fantasy 15. It fell apart. The audio visual was there, but the latency on the controls, it was just like, oh no. Yeah, like Skyrim, or if you're trying to do like a fighting game on it, I was trying to play Street Fighter 4 on some cloud-based game and stuff, and it was just lag. Just yeah, that's all I was feeling, was just lag. I was like, I even have the damn controller sitting over there for the phone controller and everything, so you can put your phone on it and do the cloud-based thing to your phone and all that stuff. Yeah, that controller. I was just like, The fact that you have to have a separate controller just to make that stupid ass shit work. It's the dumbest thing that Microsoft's put out, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't like it. Cloud-based gaming should not. And then being able to play online too on top of that. So you have latency and lag input, but then you're also trying to play online at the same time, PvP. So then anybody who is actually wired and on a console and has a proper setup has to play against your stupid ass connection and your shitty setup. Nah, that's just bad. It's just bad. Even PS, like the PlayStation Now stuff. If you're running the PS3 games, don't play them online. Just don't play them online.
On the Xbox Series S and X with beautiful and rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates. This is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Did both on the PlayStation
Speaking of
and
unique
the PC.
experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv.
Yeah, I really want to actually play through 12 minutes.
Speaking of
soon.
Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games
I tried
to
to play. I tried to play Forza on the computer,
Paris,
and
let's talk Wasteland 3.
it was just a major
DLC
reminder
introduces
how
us to a
bad
new
it
cult.
controls.
The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
Dude.
The Holy Detonation is
Twitch, get your shit together. Seriously. I know there's people actually watching my stream. I'm watching the list, and it's not tracking properly. It's saying there's one viewer. There is absolutely 3 viewers going on right now. Even the list is having a hard time. Like Twitch's setup is totally fucked right now. Frustrating.
May the light of the Holy Detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Power Rangers. Oh no, wait, wrong game. Battle for the Grid. Dude, everybody would collectively lose their shit if all of a sudden
With
you
new
heard.
patches, bug fixes, and added features, like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's boot.
If we heard, if we legit heard this. If we heard that pop up, holy shit, everybody lose their shit. Coming to your systems in 2022, it's Killer Instinct. Like, everybody would be just losing it. Everybody would be absolutely losing it. So the big announcements are coming tomorrow. I don't even know why they're doing that. Like this. In all honesty, they could do a. Well, I guess this is. I was gonna say they could do it like a regular Xbox show, but I guess this is a regular Xbox show. It's Xbox Showcase, pretty much. Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be like the big one. Again, I've checked this out. This is the origins of Fallout. It was all right. Not my type of thing though. Top down stuff. I definitely see where the origins of Fallout come from with this Wasteland series. Definitely see it. Oh, right. I don't have the audio on.
But this is typical
I just don't
Wasteland
care.
fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your Ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their
Go,
holy
go,
war, which,
Wasteland
what could go wrong?
Rangers.
And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything.
do.
Choice and consequence is our bread and butter.
Yeah.
And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy
Bam.
Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of
Bam.
Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So
At this point,
you know,
after
what are
Fallout,
you
this
gonna
just
do
feels like
to
a
actually top
mobile
something
game
like
version
that
of
from the
Fallout.
last expansion?
Right. So we wanted like returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or like in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland style dungeon crawl. And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this
Like hardcore, this looks like a fucking mobile
and
game.
some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we test parts of Wasteland combat and we breathe new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles.
Cool.
It's no longer you're like huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets,
Fucking
just going on
next.
murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now combat doesn't end until the mission is over. We send you on proper combat missions.
Proper.
You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before.
Never,
like everyone
ever?
on your team has a job, and I really think this
That's
is
the first
gonna
time
take
they've
old players who know
that
their
anybody's ever
Ranger
done
team like
this
the back of their hand,
type
and
of
it's gonna make them
gameplay
scratch their head
ever.
and really have to rethink how they go about combat.
Never,
and
ever.
making it new, exciting, and challenging in a like
This guy's getting
mentally in a way
paid to
we
do
haven't
his
been able
job right
to
here.
really do before with just straight up murder combat.
Murder.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
I like murder combat.
What are some of the weird characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and fun and silly. Like Exile's modus
Isn't
operandi.
that what you're supposed to be doing to
is
begin with?
if
To
we're
make
like
sure that they come
brainstorming
out with the
and
best
something makes us
price?
laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces afterwards. Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along.
If you're working on a dev team and you go, "How about this?"
Really
and people don't say
into this
yes,
weird
you're on the wrong dev
cult
team.
And let you interact with them and talk with them.
Just go make your own dev team.
Like, maybe even join them.
Yeah.
And so, like, for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast.
What about
He's got,
the cult of personality?
And fangs and spikes jutting out.
Cult of
He's drooling, but he's like the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain. Like, you meet him and he's like,
Hey guys, you should like come in here and like soak up some of these rads. It'll be great.
And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile. Kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile. And he's wet and sloppy and gross and he's hard to understand and he needs a translator supposedly. But he's like your #1 fan. And getting to build like this totally out there wild extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick, and he's an absolute blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature and he has this real like kill me.
So he's a Resident Evil
him.
character.
But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that
reminds me too. I haven't platinumed out Resident Evil Village.
Serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players?
Man, I want to get into Wasteland 3.
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado
It's that thing
collection.
called Wasteland 3.
That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cults and the boss battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3. But please remind everyone before we get out of here, when can you pick up this DLC?
Right. This work of passion comes out on October 5th. We're really stoked.
That is awesome. So this is the
October 5th.
The Holy
Cult of the Holy Detonation.
But there's other stuff you can play right now
Thank
that
you
might
so
be
much
even
for
better.
joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
Right. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique ship sets inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
What the? Sorry, I got so bored with that Wasteland thing. I started looking up mods for Resident Evil Village, and holy fuck, there's some crazy shit people have done now. I feel like I need to play some Resident Evil Village on stream sometime.
Guten Tag, everyone. Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves.
Still looking at
and we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the game.
I have some modding to do for Resident Evil Village.
So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life.
No,
giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved. But if you head to Lorena at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on.
Can I run a ship all on my own?
I think that's it from me. So as always,
actually, I still probably wouldn't care to play Sea of Thieves even then. I watched a live stream of Sea of Thieves, and it was just still kind of boring. A lot of the same stuff was happening over and over again. There was a kind of a big epic boss fight that happened. But other than that, it was just a lot of like running and clicking buttons and people yelling at each other.
Hope. It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley.
The fuck?
But now, it's hope.
Hope!
That brings us back together.
Oh, what the hell is it?
It reunites old
State of Decay?
friends.
Yeah, State of Decay.
It builds new bonds.
I was kind of getting into State of Decay a little bit,
In the
not gonna
face
lie.
of a growing threat.
I was messing around with State of Decay, and I started to build up my encampment and
weapon we
everything. That was another game on the Game Pass where I was playing a little bit of it, but then I started getting screwed over a little bit too. So I was like, Wait, your survivors can get turned into zombies? That'd be kind of epic. Not gonna lie, you're in the base and all of a sudden it's like, you have a zombie on your hands. That's some Walking Dead type of shit.
Welcome back to Trumbull Valley.
So take the first game's map, and haha, we have a new expansion pack. Rehashing
Just
old
like
content.
zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here. Talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019. Talk to me about the differences, and I'll sit right here and listen because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and
Rehashing maps.
start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
So then would
Not
Homecoming
really a
be
new
a
map,
sequel
that's
then to
rehashed map, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gonna market
right.
it as a new one.
So the events in Heartland
Right.
kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling.
Oh, the
to
ranger
find,
station. I remember that.
And you know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might
I got
remember.
a little bit
That's really
past
exciting.
the ranger
Interesting. Well,
station.
and
I
anytime
was
you
like,
expand something like Trumbull Valley, you just have to have
done.
a juggernaut of content, pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on here now in the expanded Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of new content. In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items there that you can only find on that map and nowhere else in the game, including 12 new hats and outfits, 10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty
It's a
pack.
full-on rehash of a map and a bundled package deal thing, expansion pack. Sorry,
I have ever seen go into the
2
game. I'm so
achievements.
excited
That's
for
it.
people to find them.
A
Shit.
juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who
Yes,
sees that
I
second
love
pun
it.
of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay
It's
being
the
on
juggernauts.
Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that
Juggernauts.
impacted the game? Talk
What?
to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and you know, we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime.
I was one of them.
Hang your hat on that.
I was one of
absolutely
them.
love that. That's really
I played on 2 different
incredible,
systems. I
amazing
played
news.
on the
Congratulations
Xbox and
to the entire
PC.
team at Undead Labs, man.
Had 2 different save
Fantastic work.
games on it.
Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the
I did
deets
the
one
thing.
more time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies for ancient warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All
Hack and
this
slash.
awaits in Strayblade.
Hack and slash. Yeah.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical Lost Valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Couch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade. Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
Yes. That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first.
Why does it look like a 360 tab?
Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions.
Oh, pre-alpha, that's
It
why.
is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishes. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world, bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies killed stay dead, new foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
That horse or is that a dog? What the hell?
Which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
From the throne room. You can play it on the toilet.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed.
Oh, he died. Look at all them arrows in his ass.
He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. Only the small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations.
Generation.
You see, real strategy requires cunning.
Right. So Game of Thrones without dragons. Gotcha.
Crusader Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental
Psychonauts.
universes projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland kind of weird?
Exactly that.
So they're
kind
showing
of weird,
Psychonauts 2
which means I am so
today.
excited for
They're not
Psychonauts
showing
to
it
finally get a
tomorrow.
sequel. It has been
It's not part of the main event.
so long.
There really is something special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
I remember seeing
is
Psychonauts
indeed. Now,
popping up in
think
the
about this.
magazines.
2005, when Psychonauts originally
I was
came
always
out,
like,
it's a
what the
different time
fuck?
for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure, but they were all big, beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been
Hey, you
a
know
long
what?
time
Devil May
coming,
Cry
and
was
it
on
is
the same
finally
playing
here.
field.
Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Twitch, you suck.
This takes one.
My dashboard keeps flickering all over the place. Like, stats are not tracking properly. Today is one of these days for streaming, let me tell you.
My name is Raz, and I'm
Raz.
the new intern. And today is my first day on the job.
My name is Rand.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to
Rasputin.
interns.
You did what?
Can't we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
When man do misfires, turns our world on its side.
It wouldn't be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's
They
power.
really went with the James Bond sound thing.
Leave it to me.
They straight up went James Bond with it. even the ding in the background. The James Bond note.
Well, it's clear I could not be more excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know. Circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least.
Jeez,
It's
Twitch.
the final level
You're
of the
skipping all over
original
the
game
place.
that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am
Schafer.
definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It's
Lots
really
of
important for
good.
us to
So you can
carry
get the actual like
forward,
feel
especially the
of
cool style
what the
of
original
Wonk
was.
that is very
That's good.
prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be a kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2.
Oops.
What
Sorry.
does this mean?
Doing it again.
Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here.
So basically, Psychonauts was the original version of like Inside Out or whatever that Pixar movie was.
So we have a whole cast that you can.
Where your brain's like.
Including the new bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
I'm thinking it. Don't you say it. Don't you do
storm
it.
of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way. Wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz
he's a psychonaut.
He has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills. One being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up.
See, he's a platformer.
Balance on tightrope, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects. He can use telekinesis.
Levioso, bitch.
He has these powers, which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together
Look at that
to
old
solve
school
puzzles and to
platforming.
navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by
He becomes a
changing
bubble?
people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as
I still want to know how much
Psychonauts,
Tim
we saw
Schafer
Raz
smokes before he
training
writes
to
all
be
this.
part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely
sometimes he
different
smokes.
circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again.
Of
He's
course.
no longer the coolest kid in the
Or there would
Psychonauts
be no
like that.
game.
And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story
this fits
is told in this game,
squarely directly
how it
on the
relates to
Xbox.
the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
And the Xbox Game Pass.
Well, I like
this
that.
fits
And of course,
perfectly
as
with
you
what
might
they
know
go for.
Already, I'm sold.
Mhm.
But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
Meanwhile, I'm over
You
here
can
streaming
get back
Ghost
to
of
beef,
Tsushima.
and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is. Lizette, Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in
The
this
gunk.
supremely satisfying 4K 60
The
trailer
spunk.
for The Gunk.
You spunk all over the place. This is a game in development that was in development the last time that we saw it. It's still in development now. The Gunk is all in development. You have to develop the Gunk. Oh, look at that Gunk.
Eating everything here.
It's a dirty game, let me
This
tell you.
planet is literally a paradise when the gunk's gone.
Yeah. Skunky Gunk. The paradise of skunk gunk.
Vex.
Oh
Oh, please, Vex.
god. Ah. It's the Gunk. Available on all Xbox platforms. More Gunk. More places. I'm telling you, Xbox
We
is
have talked about so many incredible
The-
games
the
today,
Game
and it's hard to
Pass
pick a favorite. But let me just say,
legit
it is so
runs
cool
on
to see
third-party
Take-Two is
titles.
expanding Trumbull Valley.
Microsoft
Come
does
on.
not
And
make
hey, you know what?
the games of their
Great
own
job
anymore.
on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world.
It's not even a game, it's a
But
simulator.
I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators.
Psychonauts
Just
is a
trust me when
third-party
I tell
title.
you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
It's
I
not
will
an
say
actual
this as
Xbox
well,
Game
I
Studio
am excited
title.
to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox
They have
Play
partnered
streams.
with them, but they are technically still
Yes,
a
don't forget,
third-party studio.
Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox. So make sure to check that out.
Yay.
Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone
That was
today.
the whole thing
Oh,
today.
it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
Right.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world
Does
driving
it
game
handle
Forza Horizon
better?
4 arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course,
Game Fast.
Steam.
That's not Game
And if you're
Pass, it's Game
watching our
Fast. You're playing
Xbox
Forza.
YouTube channel, switch over to
It's
our
gotta be
Xbox
fast.
Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
What if they had a
And that
Sonic
is
car in there, where it's just Sonic and
twitch.tv/Xbox
he starts
for the full
running?
vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5
Oh my
controller,
God.
which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand.
The controller
by
goes vroom
November
vroom
9th
too.
when the standard edition of the game launches.
You wait. That controller's gonna go vroom vroom. You just wait. Chicka 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 vroom vroom. Jeez, Xbox, get with the DualSense shit. Get with actual vibration instead of rumble. Nobody likes rumble anymore. It's all about the vibration. If your controller ain't vibing, you ain't doing it right. For fuck's sake, even the Switch controller has vibration functionality instead of rumbles.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool
It
video
looks
about
like-
it, and I'll be
it
the
looks
first
like
to say
people
there is
took, like,
amazing
4
influence of
controllers,
Mexican
threw 'em
car
together
culture and music
with different
literally
buttons and
splayed
shit.
right across the
And it
front.
was just
Isn't that
like-
right?
Absolutely. It just
Okay,
feels
there we
like
go.
it's
There's your controller.
part of the Horizon Festival. Like it's just
Put a
dropped
paint
out of the
job.
game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
So dirt roads and
people
sand.
think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how
pretty much
Forza
it's gonna be a
Horizon 5
Mud
showcases
Runners game.
powerful,
That's
all new
what
graphical
they're
features.
what
But what
they're
more can you
going
tell us
for
about that?
with Horizon
So
5.
yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there.
Yeah.
And thanks to the Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Why's it got a big ass spoiler on it? The Bronco. Running at almost 60. Because Twitch can't handle 60 words for shit. The expansion pack is going to be Welcome to the Caribbean.
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why those two cars were chosen and what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands,
If they start showing
that's
gameplay
primed
of it,
for
I'm done.
rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain
I'm
people
getting
can't wait
bored.
to see more of what these
I'm
cars can do in the
getting bored.
game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021
was kind of
Ford
figuring
Bronco
would happen.
Badlands. And in
I just
typical
don't give a
Horizon
shit.
fashion, we are going to see
I just
active
don't give a
volcanoes,
shit.
cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Dom, what did you say we were doing in this mission? Don't worry about it. We're family. but my ass ain't ready to fly. Don't worry, Roman. We got this. I hope you guys packed an extra pair of pants. Wait, I thought this was Fast and Furious. Oh, this is Forza. Oops.
Here
we take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands.
Again,
atop
like,
the towering
these always look good
snow-capped
visually,
Grand
but
Caldera volcano.
trying to actually make it drive, just give me Need for Speed. Just give me Need for Speed. Your car slips and slides all over the goddamn place. Need for Speed had that problem too for a couple of years, or a couple of different titles. Everything in my brain said to slide around the corner and go that way. Wow. Fucking song. If I had a slider in the game for like more grip to the road, I guess maybe you could fine tune it that way, but I think you'd have to do it for every single car. Now you can fly planes. So instead of cars just appearing, now they parachute in.
Lovely day for a drive.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
That's a Stingray? What the fuck?
Outtrack the storm. No sigue adelante. Keep going.
That's a Stingray. Huh. Doesn't look like a Stingray to me. Okay, it's a Stingray. Okay.
We've got to go through it.
Whoa. Woo! Oh my god! Woo!
Okay, on my mark. 5, 4. 4 now, that's fine. This could get a little rough.
How are you controlling the parachute? I'm just... Thunder down under in the jungle. Thunder in the jungle? No, I was trying to go for an Australian joke, but...
Next up is the Porsche 911 Desert Flyer, crashing through the dense jungle tree canopy.
Flamingos!
Just give me Need for Speed. Nah, just give me Need for Speed. We got another 5 minutes. You can just see the cars are sliding. The whole time the cars are just slippy sliding all around the track.
I'll swing back round and guide you through the bridge.
Like, oh yeah.
You're gonna believe your eyes when
to see this.
Oh no.
Keep going.
You'll never believe your eyes. I'm so bored with this. I don't give a shit about four-wheeling across the outback country, Mexico stuff. Baja, California. It's back to more desert. From jungle to desert.
Festival is waiting.
Woo. Go, 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 go.
What do you say? First to the festival wins? Vámonos!
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Horizon, this is Mexico. We've already had cars falling out of the sky, but all eyes are on the superstar making their way to the festival right now. If you've just arrived at Horizon Mexico, then you are in for a treat, my friends. Get ready for the biggest Horizon adventure of your life. Did you hear that? Well, that is the last inbound cargo flight racing neck and neck with an AMG 1. So strap yourselves in, Horizon. I've seen this driver before, and trust me, they know how to make it interesting.
They know how to win a race. Trust me, they are the best and the badass that they've ever been. Okay then. That was the Xbox stream. Well. Yeah. As much as I figured it was going to be. Okay then. Well, there's not much to talk about there. Not much really happened. Yeah, a lot of indie games, and Xbox is doubling down on their indie game initiative and their third-party, stuff that they're doing. Xbox Game Studios itself, though, still not really bringing any thunder to the table. Yeah. I just don't see. I'm actively sitting here streaming and wondering and looking and waiting to see if Microsoft brings out anything that really catches my attention. I'm wondering about Halo. I'm kind of wondering about Gears. If anything will catch my attention in the future on those two. Like I said, Flight Sim. It's kind of cool. We were that close to them saying like something about the old Warwolf Trebuchet, but yeah, I don't know. It's not much there. Not much there keeping my attention. Anyways, then when I get going, like I said, I'm not feeling 100% today, so I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna try and push it by streaming a whole lot. I know the last few streams have been like an hour and a half, roughly. On the streams and everything, I was kind of halfway thinking of doing something on the computer. I don't even remember what the hell it was now, but no, I think I'll wait. I'll just take the rest of the night off here. So we did a stream, and it looks like Twitch is acting up though, because like my dashboard has been that's the reason why I was like looking all over the place and like then checking dashboards on my phone, dashboards over there, because everything keeps like reloading and whatnot, and I can't keep the dashboard up and running for some reason. Weird, something weird happened at Twitch, it must be. And also that live stream was like cutting out every once in a while for like a split second. You see a little stutter in there. Anyways, hopefully by tomorrow I'll be feeling 100% right as rain. We'll see. But for tonight, I don't know. I think I'm just having an off day. So tomorrow is the full-on Gamescom thing. It is 2 hours. Basically, it's like E3 the second E3 event of the year. Germany always holds every single year of Gamescoms. Except for I think last year they might have, I think they canceled it last year because of COVID stuff. But yeah, we got it this year. It's going to be a big show. There's a lot being shown off. I'm pretty sure Kojima's going to be there with Death Stranding because he's been working on a trailer and everything he's been teasing. And yeah, there's different stuff that's going to be shown off tomorrow. Like that's going to be on all platforms. So yeah, we'll check that out. We'll see what happens with it. It should be a lot of fun. Should be pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here for tonight, today, whatever. Like I said, so go check out the YouTube channel for everything else that's over there. Streams, replays. God, my brain is already shutting down. That's the reason why I said I can't stream today. Not for long. But go check out the stream replays, Let's Talk videos over there. This will be over there on the stream replay of Let's Talk Live and all that. Not much happens. I just kind of So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see ya next time.